You're now tuned into the Lady Charmaine Live Show, and I'm your host, Lady Charmaine. And of course, I got another great interview for you today. What do you get when you have a person who can ruffle feathers and also be the most hated person in the room and still end up in the top two? Well, that's exactly what my next guest did, and he's going to tell you all about it coming up right after this. Well, I'm Lady Charmaine, and my next guest today knows all things business. He is a consultant and certified business analyst, and he graduated from Georgetown University School of Continuing Education. And he's here today to talk about his dreams and goals to work with the one and only T.I. and T.I.'s Grand Hustle competition. And he's going to be talking about the season finale and all things him and Crystal. We're going to find out what happened on this Thursday night. See if we can get the deets and the lowdowns. Help me welcome to the show, Mr. George Ray III. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, George. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You know, I was really excited to talk to you. Yesterday, I got a chance to talk to Crystal, and we get a chance to see both of you guys finally go head to head on this Thursday. But, you know, reading about you, George, you have such a brilliant business mind. And I wanted to find out, what was it that intrigued you to go into business? Because you build brands and to help them grow financially. So what was it about business that intrigued you?
Well, what really intrigued me was just, reading stories about prominent people and individuals, and that really inspired me. People like T.I., for example, he inspired me to want to be in business. Looking at Master P is also somebody who I look up to, who's really inspired me as well. And what I tried to do is just combine some of that street hustle with formal education. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that.
Now, you know, when you first came on the scene, you didn't appear to be a person that really had this street hustle, because you did dress very professional. And upon you going into the house, I wanted to get from you, when you first stepped in the house and you saw all the other contestants, and I know most of you all, when you go in there, you size one another up. Who did you think was going to be your biggest competition?
Myself. I was looking at the other hustlers, and, I always try to not compare myself to anybody and do it, at the best of my ability. I did notice that, Jonathan and Crystal, they may be friends. So that is something that when I was sizing people up in the competition, I knew going into this, it wouldn't be an easy thing to do. So I had to prepare to really try to out-hustle everybody. And so far, I've been, pretty effective with my hustle. There's still one more person that I have to out-hustle, and I'm determined to out-hustle her. But, she's a very formidable opponent, and, she's my AKA sister. So I'm Team KG after this competition's over with. But right now, I have one more person to beat, and that's her.
Okay. Now, my question is, what do you think, or how did your business sense and your background prepare you to work for a person like T.I.?
Yeah, well, so my background, to be quite honest, prior to me getting my formal education and being a professor and also a business consultant, I was a juvenile delinquent. I was kind of misguided. My hustle skills were misguided. And once I was able to refine them and get a formal education, it really just helped me. So what you're seeing on the show is me using, both my formal education and what I learned on the streets in terms of hustle. And working for T.I., you have to be very adaptive. It's a very fast-paced environment, and you have to just be ready to react and really pay attention to detail. And for me, that was like really fun, to really exercise my skills and put them on full display, but to also test myself. So it's very challenging. It's a lot more challenging than it actually looks.
You know, I like how you said something to me that was interesting, your hustle skills. So now, how did you develop hustle skills? Did somebody teach you that? What was it about that grind that you had to learn?
Well, I don't really want to glorify it or go too much into it. But as I said, I was a little misguided when I was a juvenile,
Mm-hmm.
and I was into illegal pharmaceutical sales. So I learned from really street hustlers how to really hustle, and I gained a business acumen from them. And I formalized that acumen by going to school and getting an education at some of the best, institutions. And I think what you're seeing is how the hustle skill is transferable into the boardroom. That's kind of like what defines my hustle in these competitions and just also in what I do. It's taught me to really trust my instincts because, survival of the fittest is real when you're looking at the streets. And also in the boardroom, you have to trust your instincts. So I try to bring a little diversity. And I think this what makes me kind of uniquely qualified to be really the ultimate hustler. And I'm hoping that I could just beat Crystal and get on to this championship.
I can tell just even what you're talking. Crystal is definitely that thorn that's in your flesh that you got to beat for this particular championship. Now, my question for you, because you were also, I asked Crystal the same question because you are, I believe you're an alpha.
Yes, that's right.
You're an alpha. So how did you pledging?
Very proud of that.
Yes. How did you pledging prepare you for a competition like this?
Well, me pledging was a very intense process.
Mm-hmm.
I pledged in undergrad, and really, it instills a lot of discipline in you,
Mm-hmm.
and it also by building up this discipline, it kind of prepared me for some of these competitions because they throw a lot of distractions at you, and you have to stay focused on what's at hand. So in the competitions, you see there's a lot of hate being thrown my way, a lot of distractions, and I'm just hell bent on surviving, each competition, giving it my all, and just showing my work ethic and letting it speak for me, as opposed to responding to the hate. So that's kind of like what I tried to do, and what you kind of see in the show. You see a lot of hate coming at my way, but you don't really see what I'm doing to make them hate me so much. I don't think they show that.
Absolutely, because I wanted to say, what were you doing to ruffle those feathers? Because one person that could not stand you was Jillian. So what in the world were you doing behind those scenes? Tell me.
Well, I'll just say this. The other side of love. I mean, the other side of hate is love. So,
Mm.
I love Jillian too.
Mm.
I'm not really sure what they may have thought I was doing. The only thing I was trying to do is get to this point where I'm in the finals and I can have an opportunity to beat somebody and become, the champion of this competition. So, realistically, I just stayed on my game. I think some people saw me as a very formidable opponent, and they automatically tried to find a way to isolate me and kind of get me out of the game. But the more they focused on hating me, the more and more they lost a grip on, actually the competition.
That is
And
so
that sent them home.
true.
So for me, you know, yeah, there's no bags in hate. You got to stay focused in life because at the end of the day, it's about producing results. That's what Ti expects. He
Hmm.
expects results. This is a result oriented enterprise that he established, and I want to build on that success and show that I have value. So that's kind of like what I've been focused on, not responding to that. But it was very frustrating. I don't want to be the guy who's always the most hated. But my father always taught me that if you're doing something right, sometimes you're gonna have critics.
But
So
you were throwing some
I can
shade,
live
though.
with it.
Come on, George. You was throwing shade towards Tehran
No,
and
well, here's the
Sierra.
thing:
Hmm.
Jonathan, and Crystal, in my opinion, are like best friends prior to the show.
Uh-huh.
So for me, I didn't know that. I wish I would have got the memo about me being able to bring my best friend into the competition because that would have, really helped me out as well. So I think a lot of the hate was fabricated from them, and a lot of people who had weak minds in the competition, who saw me as strong competitors, just had a pack mentality and kind of like grouped on with that logic and line of thinking. But as you can see, there's not really much I did to be
Hmm.
hated besides work hard. And when you work hard and you do well, you're going to have people who are going to hate you for that.
Now, you did say something like what you were doing behind the scenes that they didn't show. So you're right. We did not see all the. You're right. We did not see all those other things, but you're not telling what you was doing behind the scenes because I think you smart. Yeah, I think you took some psychology
Nothing, I
classes.
promise you.
You was playing mind games. That's what you was doing. You was playing mind games. You don't want to tell nobody
Well,
that's what you was doing.
That's what they. Well, I can't confirm or deny that.
Oh
That's something
yeah.
they said I was doing. But for me, it wasn't a mind game. For me, I was doing everything I needed to
Hmm.
do to win the competition.
Yeah, you
And
playing Jedi mind tricks
a
over
part of
there.
that is yeah. I mean, I try to really just focus on my talents and what I bring to the table, and not
Uh-huh.
be distracted by what was happening. And a lot of people took offense to that.
Mm.
And I'm not saying I was totally an angel,
Oh, we
but it's
know.
kind of hard to be nice to people who are being mean to you.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right,
It's kind of
right.
really hard to be nice to people who are being mean to you, and they're your competition. So, where am I supposed to find room to be nice to you? I'm supposed to beat you because you're a competition, and you're being mean to me. So,
Right.
I mean,
Now, I have a
where am I
question.
supposed to be nice in that equation?
You're right. Now, were you aware that Ti was watching you guys the whole time?
I was not aware he was watching me as much as I thought he was. The lion's eye is wild. I mean, he has his eyes on us, and I didn't really know that, but it's a really good lesson because
Hmm.
you never know who's watching you.
Absolutely.
And if you saw in the last episode, he kind of like wasn't happy with me about how I did what I did. I wanted to say to him, "Hey, look, Tip, these people were my competition." And
Right.
although it may have been painful and kind of like sore, like pulling teeth to watch me do that, they're competition. And I'm like quality control. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying
Uh-huh.
to make sure that you don't hire nobody who ain't really a hustler.
Oh,
Because
wow.
if I made you so mad in the competition, if I stopped you from doing your business, what have you been doing your whole life? Are you really a
Mm.
hustler? I mean, if you're that mad about me, I don't know. That's just kind of like
I think they
my
mad at you for
perspective
your Jedi
and what
mind
I was
tricks
thinking.
and your shades you was throwing. I think that's why they was mad at you. See, that's why. I don't think it was
I
your
think
work
people gave me
ethic.
more credit. You think
Good.
so? I
Yeah.
think they gave me more credit than what I deserve, to be quite honest.
Mm. You know it was real. You
I
just glad
mean,
everything
you
wasn't
can't
shown.
always.
You glad we didn't see
Well, I wasn't an
everything.
angel. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I wasn't an angel.
All
But
right.
the other side of hate is love. So for all the people who say they hate me, they just love to see me hustle. Because the more they hated me, the more and more they kind of like made me embrace the idea that maybe I'm onto something, and I'm going to use all of their hate for me as fuel, for my fire. It gave me motivation, just like Tip's song,
Mm-hmm.
motivation. Haters, get on your job.
Okay, now I got to ask you this
Well,
question, George.
they got their job set up for them this week.
All right.
Go
So
ahead.
this is my question for you. Okay, because you are a very smart man, and that's the one thing I picked up. You're very smart and you're very calculating. And I think because you are a definite businessman, you went to school for this. I think you also learned the art of TV. And you know that they have people on TV that they love to hate. And I do believe that's what got you this far because people love people that they love to hate. And you know that. I think you picked up on that. Everybody else, they missed it, but I think you did your research because you're a true businessman. What you think?
Well, I mean, I think
Uh-huh.
there certainly is some truth to that.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't set out to be hated. I just set out to be great in what I
Right.
was doing. And when I started getting resistance and pushback, then that turned into hate.
Okay.
For me, that was okay because I feel like when you know what you're doing, you need to just continue doing what you're doing. And for me, I didn't have time to stop and respond and explain and saying kumbaya to them. But yeah, I mean, in terms of strategy,
Yeah.
with this whole competition, I'm not gonna say I was an angel in this competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give you that.
Okay.
You're really smart calculating that.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty smart. Why, thank you very much. Now,
Yeah.
what was your real opinion about working with T.I.'s kids? Come on. What was it like when that little boy threw that water on the floor? What were you really
You said
thinking?
T.I. and the kids.
Yeah,
Well,
when you had to work with his kids
I
that
don't
day.
have no kids, but in real life, Uncle G Money would have got his Gucci belt, and the buckle probably would have came off that belt.
Absolutely. That's what I wanted to know.
Or, or when we were racing, we had those golf cart competitions.
Uh-huh.
I probably would have instead of having one of them race me, I probably would have told one of them, you know what, stand right here in the middle of the track for me, just right here for a second. I don't know.
No, that
It
was
really
the real
fun.
you.
Ti's kids are a trip. It was a pleasure working with them,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully, maybe we'll work together in the future. But what I will say is that Major, he displays wisdom. What I'll be honest, he is just like his old man. Ti is a very he's like an old soul, and
Yeah.
I consider myself someone to have an old soul, but T.I. is like Grandpa T.I., in terms of his wisdom and his experience. So it was a pleasure working with him and the kids. Also, his mother, she's very fun. They all had really good energy. And they gave me a lot of hell. It was like birth control, okay? They are like the Buckhead version of the Bebe Kids,
Wow.
or the Beverly Hills version of the Bebe Kids. They are really good. I think they have a really bright future as well. So they seem to be very very focused on school, aside from what you saw in the shots. And, I have a lot of respect and admiration for him and what he does with his kids, because at the end of the day, I feel like success is defined by being a family man. And, that's what I see with him. So I want to emulate some of those things as well. Not all of them, but,
Just a few.
majority of them,
Now, George, here's one of my questions.
definitely.
Because
So-
we know on Thursday night, we know that this is the finale. You guys are in Las Vegas. Now, were you expecting contestants to come back to have to help you with this win?
No, I was not expecting any contestants to come back and help me with this win. I don't need no help. When I saw them, I just thought to myself, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I just thought to myself, I don't need no help. And they're not going to be helping me. Oh, Lord, it looks like they could be hurting me. It must be the demons Tips talking about. So from my perspective at this point, without spoiling what's going to happen, Crystal, she may have a chance at winning now that people from the house is there. But what I would tell you is this. In order for her to win, she's going to need more than the whole house to out-hustle me. Listen, I've already won victories on both teams, and collectively I won a victory at the casino challenge. So I've proven that I'm the ultimate hustler, by leading teams to victories and also leading the teams together collectively and raising the most money out of everybody. So I've verified that they can't beat me. Okay, so
But there is
if they
an
think they
area.
can,
There's an
it's
area
going
they can
down.
beat you in, George. We saw on TV they can beat you in some presentations, though. Yeah, your presentation skills on the show.
Now that was Hollywood editing. Okay, I am a business professor, and public speaking is a primary and routine function of what I do.
Oh, we
I don't
just
think
didn't get
I
that.
studied this that much in this interview.
We
No,
just
you
we didn't
didn't
get that from the
You
show.
got the chopped and screwed. That's what you got.
Oh, that's funny.
I couldn't do anything but laugh myself. I was dying laughing. And as a matter of fact, I'm teaching a marketing course right now, and I've been talking to my students about public speaking,
Right.
and they just fell out watching that.
I
So
bet.
it's been really, really interesting.
We was like, how he get this
yes,
far?
It has been interesting.
Yes, it has. Especially when you see TV and the fire
But,
television.
I've had an opportunity to redeem myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I just recently left Washington, D.C., and I had the privilege of being on a panel with Reverend Al Sharpton speaking about the school-to-prison pipeline, which is a very important issue affecting social justice in our community.
Okay.
So that was Congressional Black Caucus weekend. So I had an opportunity at that point to kind of redeem myself and really speak about some very important issues. And that's what I'll be using my platform for, moving forward in the future. It's really a blessing to be on this network, BET, because it gives me an opportunity to be unapologetically Black and really, help my community and also do business for myself. So it's given me an opportunity to interact with people, and I've gained new clients in my consulting business. I specialize in franchising. So that's kind of like what I've been doing, helping clients in early growth stage startups develop competitive strategies and just help them through the startup process. So this is a very critical process in the business. It's the toughest thing to do in a business is start a business, because 70% of them fail. So
Correct.
That's what my focus is, and not to shift too much away from the interview, but it's been a real blessing to be on the network. I couldn't ask for a better network to be on. I actually prayed about being on BET, and everything worked out. The staff, the crew.
Wow. George?
And we couldn't have done this without them. And there's just one more thing I got to do, and that's beat Crystal. And, I'm working on it.
Well, look, if you don't get a job working with
I
T.I.
love AKAs now, but But tomorrow the gloves are off. Okay.
Okay, and I will definitely be watching because I was gonna say, see if you don't get a job with Ti, you probably get one from with BET because I'm sure they love what you just said. So you are a great salesman on top of that, and you was like basically hint hint. If
Well,
I work with Ti, BET,
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're so welcome. And, but the one thing
Yeah,
I did
mean, the
learn.
show comes on at 10 p.m.
Uh-huh.
I want everybody to follow me on George Ray for Real on Instagram, and you got to check out what's about to happen. It's gonna be epic.
Absolutely. And the one thing is, George, it took a, can you hear me? George?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. I was going to say, I learned another thing that kept you guys quiet because I know it's difficult. How did you keep the winner for tomorrow night a secret? How hard has that been for you? Because I know that's difficult because I know people probably been pressing you to try to say, okay, George, did you win? Who really won? How did you keep that under wraps?
Yeah, it's been very difficult. Like
Mhm.
I've had people trying to do everything but extort me to
Right.
find out the answer. To that
Right.
question. It has been $1 million question. What I want to say, and what I've told people who've asked me that question is, you've seen who's been highlighted the most in this show, and you can call me the most loved, the most hated, but I think I got the most shine in terms of, time on TV.
Mm.
So win or lose, I think I'm already winning because of the network I'm with, and also what I'm already doing in life. And to be blessed enough to have T.I. be like a big brother in terms of being able to connect with him. I'm looking forward to the BET Hip Hop Awards. It's happening here on Saturday. Tomorrow I'll be taking over Instagram live stream for BET from 4 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
So I'm winning, in that respect.
Well,
So,
all right. Hey, look at you,
we'll see what
George.
happens.
He's like,
They're
look.
gonna have to bring their best game. 'Cause I'm trying to tell you, it ain't gonna be easy if you want to out hustle me. Okay?
I know that's
this
right.
Dade County 305 hustle is for real.
When all I can say is yes. Well, George, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And I want to remind the audience to be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9:10 Central, right there on BET for the season finale of The Grand Hustle, so we can see who will be crowned the Grand Hustler. Will it be Crystal or will it be George? So, George, we look forward to watching tomorrow night.
Sure.
Because this is going to be some grand competition. And again, George, congratulations on making it to the top two. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks for all the support, all the hashtags, Team George, and thanks so much for watching. And thank you for the interview. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome, George. You have a blessed day.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye. Well, again, do not forget to tune in to The Grand Hustle tomorrow night on BET on 9:10 Central. Right there. Oh, this is going to be a really good competition. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in and be sure to definitely check it out because that right there was my man, Mr. George Ray. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and also on Instagram and I am Lady Charmaine. And then also don't forget to like and follow the Lady Charmaine live page. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night to The Grand Hustle. And let's find out who's going to win. Will it be Crystal or will it be George? Have a great day. Bye-bye.